Hey, how you doing? It's your brother Backpack or Backpack Umochi back in another YouTube video. And today, as you can tell by the title, it's a pretty wild story time. This is the night I smoked with my substitute teacher. Well, I call him my teacher because like every time we had to have a substitute, he would come in and we already knew like we weren't gonna do shit for the day. Like it was just a chill out substitute. Everybody knew, and this is like our teacher. This is our nigga, Mr. Daniels. But yeah. So it started out like any other weekend in junior year. A friend of mine, Saya, she hit me up about a party, like someone's cousin's house, like a few neighborhoods away. It was supposed to be lit. She promised me like it was gonna be like packed, have like music, drinks, vibes, the whole deal, you know. And I didn't really know the host, but in high school, like that didn't really matter. Parties were just like open invitations for fucking chaos. So Saya, she came to school me around like 9:30, and by the time we rolled up, like the driveway and lawn were already full of cars. Like we could hear the bass and the music shaking like all the way from the driveway. And dog, once we walked in, it was everything you expect, bro. The living room was packed wall to wall with people. The kitchen had lines for shots. Some dude was in the backyard trying to start a fire pit. Like nigga had like way too much liquid. Like, typical high school madness. And I grabbed me a little seltzer. I got me a little drink, trying to find my groove. And I scanned the whole room to see who was there. And that's low-key when I saw him. Mr. Daniels, bro, our substitute biology teacher, or our substitute teacher in general, he was just standing out in some obvious way. But he was just casually chilling by the kitchen. He had a drink in the hand, and he was talking to a group of people who definitely weren't students. But at first, I thought I had to been tripping. Like, I'm like, there's no way, like, that was my teacher. But then he turned slightly, and I was like, yep, that's 100% him. The same guy who spent half or third period lecturing us about bullshit. Not like actually, like every time this guy tries to teach us, bro, it never works out. So we all just end up on our phone. But only now, like he wasn't wearing like his usual like button up shit, like his tie. He was in a hoodie and jeans. And looking like he was literally looking like any other dude, like any other random dude I didn't know. So I'm like, yo, like, should I say something to this nigga? Should I ignore him? Like, is this even legal? Like, why is there a teacher here at the party? So I turned to Saya, and she's talking to other people, but I nudged her real quick. I'm like, yo, is that Mr. Daniels over there? And she squinted, and she started laughing. She's like, bro, that's definitely him. Like, yo, we have to say something. Like, bro, that's a nigga, bro. That's a teacher. And before I could even stop her, like she was already walking over there. And I look-key hesitated a bit, but there was no backing out now. So I followed Saya. I didn't waste no time. Like she didn't waste no time trying to be subtle. She didn't waste no time trying to be subtle. Like she was like, Mr. Daniels? And like she shouted like over the music, like grinning like she just saw a celebrity. And Mr. Daniels looked up for a split second, like, and he looked just a little panicked, like a little panic across his face. But then he laughed and he's like, oh yeah, oh what's up guys? Like, hey. And Asaya was like, what's up man? Like what are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be like grading tests or something? And Mr. Daniels, he shrugged. He looked a little embarrassed, but he's like, hey, teachers have life too, man. Some shit like that. He's like, yo, like we have life too, bro. Like I'm not always a teacher. Something along the line. And he's like, yo, let's keep this on the low, all right? And he winked at Saya, somehow made that even fucking weirder than a teacher already being at the party. Like, why are you winking at your students, my nigga? That's not the point. After that, we both figured that like we leave him alone and move on. But Mr. Daniels didn't really seem like in a hurry to get rid of us. Like he dead ass just started talking to us like we were a couple regular people, like asking if we're having fun and joking about how like wild high schoolers are these days. Like it was kind of like, what the fuck? But I won't lie, it was kind of cool too, like chilling with the substitute teacher, I guess. And a little while later, I guess like me and a couple other group of people, we ended up in the backyard, and Sai was with me with a few others, and someone passed me a blunt. And just as I was taking a hit, guess who walked out? Mr. fucking Daniels. And he saw the blunt and he raised the eyebrow and he said something like, "You guys really don't hold back, huh?" And I I froze. I'm like, damn, like, this nigga about to give me the lecture, bro. Like, the teacher lecture. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. And nah. The nigga sat down on one of the patio chairs and he's like, "Yo, let me hit that next." I was so shocked. Like, I almost dropped the fucking blunt. And Saya starts bursting out laughing. And one of the girls sitting with us handed the blunt over to Mr. Daniels. And he took a fat ass hit. And nigga leaned back and inhaled that shit like it was, exhaled that shit like it was the most natural shit in the world. Like, I'm not even, like, he made that shit look too good. And bro, he was like, "Yo, man, y'all got it so easy these days. Like, y'all got Zaw. Like, my weed wasn't like this back in the days. When I was in high school, we had to smoke in parking lots and pray no one called the cop." Like, just talking about like how he had to smoke back in the days, which was weird, but it's kind of like fucking hilarious. Like, I'm watching my teacher smoke while talking about how he used to smoke. And on the other hand, like, I couldn't really like shake the feeling that like we were crossing every line imaginable. Like, we're smoking with the teacher. And still, I wasn't like trying to be the guy who killed the vibe, but like, we sat there for a while talking about smoking. Mr. Daniels, he told us about how like he almost failed college like before actually deciding to get serious about like teaching and shit. And he even gave us tips on how to like ace his class. Like, he's like, "Yo, just do the study guides." Niggas started laughing. He's like, half the time the questions are just copy and paste. Like, bro, he was giving us the key to everything, bro. So yeah, eventually all good things come to an end and the blunt was gone. And Mr. Daniels got to leave. He said, "All right, fellas, remember, whatever happens here, stays here." And he was just saying like a bunch of extra shit like, "Yo, like, just don't tell no one about like me smoking with y'all. I hope you guys are chill about it." And we were all like, "Yeah, cool, that's cool as fuck." And we're all just trying not to laugh because like, yo, we just smoked with the teacher. And as soon as he walked back inside, Saya turns to me and is like, "Bro, this is gonna be the best story to tell in 10 years." Like, 100%, bro. And yeah, literally the party ended. Saya dropped me back home. It was a lit ass party. I told my friends on Discord the other day, like the next day, what happened. And yeah, like the party ended, and I'd say like fast forward a month or like 3 weeks after that party, I literally almost forgotten about that night until one morning we walked into school and we heard Mr. Daniels got fired. And apparently he didn't get fired for the party. He got fired because he was seen smoking in his car at the school parking lot, and someone reported him. I don't know why the fuck he would smoke in the school parking lot, but like the whole school was buzzing about it, and some people said like he's been like on other drugs and shit, like something stronger. I don't know, but it was a chill ass teacher. He shouldn't have been at that party, but he was still cool as fuck, Poor guy for getting fired, but yeah, that's literally, no, not poor guy. That's kind of like weird. Like, I hope you're doing good now, Mr. Daniels. That's all that matters. You feel me? But yeah, that's really the story time. Lesson of the story: do not smoke in the fucking parking lot of school, especially when you're a teacher. How about not at all? Like, but yeah, I love you all, my little backpacks. I'll see you all in the next one. If you guys enjoyed the story time, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your favorite part down below. Excuse me. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Love you all, my little backpacks. Bye-bye.